Welcome back. How fortunes can turn for any company, any economy, any manufacturing unit in just a short period of time is really very difficult to fathom. Aurobindo has been one of the high flying pharmaceutical companies, generic drug manufacturers, and many of its drugs have had good reception in the United States to the extent that many leading doctors hospitals have been distributing the Aurobindo Pharma generic drugs, cut costs as well as give the necessary treatment to the patients. Now it has a unit 4 manufacturing facility in Hyderabad, making injectables, and several of its ANDAs were pending approval from the US FDA. These are ANDAs are the abbreviated new drug applications. They are in short called as ANDAs. And recently, for its Unit 4 manufacturing facility for one of these injectables, the US FDA had just very recently given them a voluntary compliance certificate, which means that they had agreed to Aurobindo Pharma voluntarily trying to comply with good manufacturing practices. So this was a 90-day period in which the US FDA said you can yourself comply with good manufacturing practices, and the US FDA will have nothing to do. There will be no notice, there will be no further investigations, by the way, were carried out between November 8th and 13th 2019. So this letter was on February 18th, so just a few days back. Now on Friday, Aurobindo Pharma goes to inform the stock exchanges, the Mumbai Stock Exchange, BSE, and also the NSE, that they have received another letter from the US FDA resigning this voluntary compliance agreement. Therefore, they are resigning it and they are reopening the investigation into its Unit 4 manufacturing facility in Hyderabad, which means that all the injectables, and these are like 43 out of the 65 pending applications, are all injectables in the case of Aurobindo Pharma. They are now all going to be open to re-investigation by the US FDA. And therefore, until this particular investigation is complete, the other ANDAs will also not receive approval from the US FDA. A naturally big blow to the a major generic drug manufacturing company, and I believe its shares should open substantially lower on Monday. Therefore, one could easily expect anywhere between 15 to 20 or even 25% downfall in the stock price. So one has to be careful, therefore, and try and understand that never focus or put all your monies in one stock. This is the scenario. People also who are very China centric have realized that the coronavirus has badly impacted. You saw people who are investing money in many of these Chinese manufacturing facilities such as Foxconn, a major manufacturer for Apple Inc., have realized that putting all their eggs in one basket does not really help in any form. China being at the epicenter of the coronavirus, things have really gone wrong. And therefore, investors should be careful to diversify their portfolio, to put money in different investments rather than put all the eggs in one basket. What is the future of coronavirus? Now it seems to be spreading to Iran. There are reported cases in the United States, in Singapore, some in Japan, some on many cruise ships. Where is coronavirus headed? WHO is on the verge of calling it a worldwide pandemic, and therefore many health officials seem to be quite rattled by this coronavirus. In my opinion, you may see the coronavirus cases slowly begin to recede in some time now. So you may, and I have explained and brought into question the thermodynamics laws of physics, and I apply to medicine as well, when all the focus of the whole world was on the US China trade talks, suddenly you found that attention shifted towards coronavirus. And while the headlines of all leading newspapers, financial and non financial, are focused entirely on the coronavirus issue, and why and where do they stand and how much of the world can get economically impacted, suddenly you'll find that attention will shift elsewhere. I believe that the effects of the trade negotiations, US China, the repercussions, that plus this coronavirus will lead to now a third wave of global recession fears, which will go and impact world stock markets a little around March 2020 onwards. You may see some respite rally as the coronavirus cases begin to recede a little bit. For it to completely go down will take some more time. Do not forget, there is not even a cure which has been found till now. So all this will take some effort, take another few months for a good cure to be found to the coronavirus. In fact, I believe that somewhere around September of 2020, you may even find that a vaccine has been found that replicates the DNA of the coronavirus, and that can be used to just prevent even the very occurrence of coronavirus cases in an individual. So this vaccine could be available around September 2020. This is my understanding of the medical research that is going around this virus, and the ability of various research organizations, pharmaceutical companies, to replicate the DNA of coronavirus. In the meanwhile, world stock markets should start seeing a little bit of respite from this coronavirus. That should be a little bit of breather, I would call it, from Tuesday onwards. Attention will start focusing on chances that growth may return. But as I have mentioned earlier, around mid-March, again you will start seeing economic recessionary fears begin to gather. New dark clouds will start appearing on the horizon. But a few weeks of respite from the coronavirus and trade jitters, all this can be expected before we start seeing a fresh wave of selling around mid-March 2020. Please make calculated investments accordingly. Only take calculated risks, therefore, as new wars should be gathering pace very soon. Happy investing. Take care. Bye bye.